What's up, y'all? Y'all know I don't like y'all seeing me like this, all busted up and stuff, because, you know, I'm mostly cyborg. So therefore, every once in a while, when something traumatic happens, emotions start to come out of me and it busts me all up. Now, you know, I ain't really got tear ducts because I'm too much of a man to cry. That's right, all that toxic masculinity in me just won't let it. So I gotta make sure I apply some synthetic tears. Hold on for a second, yo, because I'm drying up. Oh, yeah, man. Oh. So recently, y'all, I heard some bad news. Somebody called me a name, and you know what? It busted me up on the inside, because I've been called a lot of hurtful things, okay, in my life, but nothing so hurtful as this. So y'all, here I am thinking I was about to vote for Donald Trump, y'all. And then I heard some bad news come out. Somebody called. It's too much. Hold on. Like, let me get on my. Come on, Kev. Come on. Man, the Democrats are always calling us hurtful things on the inside. I've been called something horrible, like a deplorable. I was called a deplorable.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
And then, let me see what else. I didn't even know what that was. I had to look it up. And then there was the xenophobe. I ain't never heard that one. Into crooked called us all that. Xenophobes. And then I was a homophobe. And then I was
racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
And then I was a transformer, a transphobe. Oh, that's what it was. And that busted me up. That hurt me up. But you know, I thought it was through. But that was crooked. That was crooked. Then all of a sudden, I was called a Nazi.
You said over the weekend, referring to it, there's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. Well, look, you were comparing that rally to a Nazi rally?
Look, I'm comparing it to the hate that came out of this, and I think they confirmed that.
You stand by the comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Well, look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
What about you, though?
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
So I done went from transphobes, homophobes, deplorables. Now I'm a Nazi. Fascist, threat to democracy, all of the hurtful things that the tolerant Democrats been calling us Trump supporters, but nothing could prepare me for what creepy, sleepy, sloppy Joe called us all. Hold on for a second. I'm drying up. Hold on for a second. I gotta stay in. Oh, there we go. So recently, Creepy thought he was gonna come out and chastise Trump about a comedian who was at his Madison Square Garden rally, who Trump didn't even hear because he wasn't near at the time. It happened like earlier that morning. Yeah, so Trump didn't hear it, but the comedian said some hurtful things about Puerto Rico, the island, but Creepy decided to make it appear that Trump has something to do with it. And he came out, he said, the only garbage out there that he sees is Trump's supporters.
They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Tina is unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Trump's that broke me. But unfortunately, it's true. Yep, and I ain't talking about what he said is true. I'm talking about how he feels about us and the rest of the Democrat Party. Yeah, they feel like that. They've been calling us these names down throughout the last, 10 years, ever since evil, crooked Hillary Clinton came out and started calling us those names because, they realized that there's a part of the country who just don't vote for them anymore. So therefore, they have to default to just demonizing us and calling us some of the worst things. Now, as a Republican and conservative, we're not all busted up over this. I kid. I just use it to point out their hypocrisy and their political strategy when it comes down to dividing the country and using these stinking tactics to where you label people things that are so heinous that, they have to come out and lie about it and try to clean it up. You don't believe me? Watch Gay Drop contort herself and to try to make us believe that that's not what Joe Biden said, y'all.
So a couple of things. So just to clarify, he was not calling Trump supporters garbage, which is why he this is why he wanted to make sure that we put out a statement that clarified what he meant and what he was trying to say. And so just want to make that very clear for folks who are watching. And I just want to read that out to folks. So he was regarding to the comedian, and I quote, "I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump's supporter at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage."
Now, did you hear that? I mean, this woman just said that he said that Trump's supporter. She's trying to make it seem like it was a apostrophe right there, and it just bled right in, So first of all, when he said it, he said Trump's supporters, period. But notice what Black Gay Drop does. She tries to tell you, instead of him saying Trump supporters, she changes it to Trump's supporter, singular. But we all know that it was plural, meaning he was referring to all of Trump's supporters. And she gets out there and lies straight to our face. That goes to show how they feel about, number one, the American people's intelligence, to say that that's not what he said. We're going to rewrite what he said. Because Joe, he can't rewrite anything. But we're going to rewrite it, and we're going to go ahead and come out and tell you that you heard him say something that he didn't say. We're going to convince you that the words that you heard with your own ears have deceived you. He was really talking about Trump's supporter, singular, meaning just the comedian. The comedian, the things that he was saying was trash. Now, we all know that's a lie. And I'm sure behind closed doors, they probably were like, Joe, we all feel that way. We all think the trash, deplorable, everything that we say about them. We call them Nazis. You just heard Kamala Harris confirm that, Tampon Tim, all of them. They use these nasty narratives and labels to divide us and to try to convince impressionable, low IQ voters that all of us are evil. And Joe just messed around and slipped up and said it very direct and to the point. Whereas the rest of them try to just say, well, Trump is a fascist. Trump is holding a Nazi rally. Have you ever seen a Nazi rally without Nazis? See, that's the little outlet for them to say, we didn't call y'all Nazis. We didn't call y'all fascists. We just called Trump a fascist, Trump a Nazi. And y'all just happen to be supporting a Nazi or fascist without actually being a Nazi or a fascist yourself. Everybody does that. You didn't know that? Everybody says, let me go and support people or groups that I have nothing in common with. I don't believe in what they're talking about, but I'm going to go support them without being a part of what they're talking about. So that's what they want the American people to believe. And Joe Biden flubbed up and actually called us what they really think. And at the same time, might have left Kamala Harris a little going away gift, because that changed the whole narrative. Prior to that, they was focusing on Trump's comedian called the Puerto Ricans trash. Oh, wait, he didn't call Puerto Ricans trash. He called the island of Puerto Rico trash. Okay, and they said he's racist. Can you be racist against an island? I didn't know. I mean, he didn't call the Puerto Ricans trash, did he? And Trump didn't say it himself, but Joe Biden said it directly, and they tried to make an excuse for this dude. At the same time saying Trump's responsible for the rhetoric of a comedian that said something when he wasn't even there, and he himself didn't say. So, lucky I'm here to expose their hypocrisy. Now, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Okay, cut the camera. I don't want to see y'all looking at me like this. I'm all busted up on the inside.